Alabama. Let's celebrate high school baseball. Let's do so at the Hoover Met in this sparkling complex. It's time for the 13th edition of Perfect Games High School Showdown, this 2025 edition. A couple of openers featuring a talented team. Presbyterian Christian School out of Mississippi. Bob Jones High School is Alabama. Hi there, folks. My name is Darren Sutton. First game, I'll be with you flying solo. And then along the way, Steve Phillips, the great Major League voice, will join us for the last couple of broadcasts as my color analyst. The history of this event. Back in 2013, it started nearly 4,000 college commits. Big leaguers through and through. Gold Glover, Brian Hayes, D.L. Hall, Joe Adell, James Wood, Jordan Walker, C.J. Abrams, and I'm just really scratching the surface. First rounders through and through as well. Bob Jones has a special and talented lineup, and we'll get to know it. And a player we've gotten used to seeing play before in the past. His name is Atkins. He can play anywhere on the field. As you can see, the number 3 overall ranked player in the state of Alabama and a 13U Select Festival athlete. And for Atkins, a chance to see him be the heart and soul of this team. He is at the top of the order. As a matter of fact, comes down and joins this team as a Maryland native and makes his home during the school year so he can play with Bob Jones in Madison, Alabama. We love Jared Smith. Have gotten to know him through the years at Spanier, Hammonds Johnson. Robert Chapman is behind Cam Martin, Vincent Holwald, and Tanner Hermes, Mason Reinhart on down the lineup. Wow, this is a fun matchup. Excited to get this one going, and we do so with Bankston Walters. So Bankston gets the assignment to work in the center of the diamond. We'll get to know Bankston because he not only will take this opportunity to be a part of things on the mound, but Bankston will also bat in the starting lineup. We have both pitchers, as a matter of fact, hitting for themselves. Well, we're glad to have you with us. Bankston is out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He is a Southern Miss commit, and a chance to see some talented college athletes along the way. Bankston gets ready to roll number 8 on that jersey. Dylan Atkins at the top of the order. Dylan, original home, Leonardtown, Maryland. FTB Phillies scout team. Steve Klein, the coach of that team. And still deciding where he is going to play his college baseball. As he says very loosely, bet on myself. University, we are underway. Letter high fastball. Hits the outside corner, strike one. Glad to have you with us. And we love this event. So many years since we started to add the cameras to this event. We weren't in the early stages as the breaking ball is swung right through. Certainly there was coverage, there was social media, but then we started to go live about 6 years ago, just prior to the pandemic. And of course, it's been our honor to get to know so many guys that have gone on to play Major League Baseball, high school baseball, elite players that have gone on to college baseball as well. So it's kind of a dream machine because you get the families here, you get teams from all over the southeastern part of the United States and even further beyond that. Good energy in the dugouts, as you can hear. Breaking ball splits the plate. That's strike 3, and a little bit of a stomp around the mound from Bankston Walters. That was an excellent pitch. Twice he showed him this pitch, no doubt about it. Cade Wolford is his battery mate, so the first K is a backwards K in the book. And now Cole Spaniard. Spaniard takes a zippy fastball up and out of the zone. Cole, Madison, Alabama, his dream school. He'd love to go and play at Auburn University. Breaking ball. Got the upper tier of the strike zone. Not quite sure about that one. Bill Ward is behind the plate. Chad Morrison is our field umpire. Fastball thus far, 87, 88 miles an hour from this right-hander. He uses the fastball that time, and Spaniard's in the hole. Over the last year, Cole has seen his power blossom. And going along with that is his plate discipline. Spoiled a breaking ball that stayed up out over the plate. We'll do it again, 1-2 the count. Spaniard, the son of Jim and Karen, and the younger brother of Will. What about his school? What does he like about it? Why is it the right place for him? Simply put, everyone here is supportive and encouraging. The 1-2. Breaking ball, tried to play it on a backhand. It's outside. You don't spend all your time on the baseball field if you're Cole or Dylan or Miles who waits on deck. In the classroom, this is a really good student. Cole, a 4.5 GPA, hanging around the top 10% in the class rankings. As that one just missed the inside corner. I think Bankston thought he had gotten the call. That had an immense amount of arm side run, as you can see. Started middle, ended up right at the kneecaps of the right-handed hitting Cole Spanier. 3-2 breaking ball. Stayed back on a base hit right field. Pretty good pitch. Maybe a little bit more elevated than he wanted in the zone, but the tip of the cap goes to Spanier. He tries to pull this ball, no chance. Instead, he let the break complete and over the head. Bremen Toms into right field for a base hit. So there's a runner at first, and Miles Hammonds now the shortstop. From the right side goes to work and sees strike one with the fastball over the outside corner. Miles, an uncommitted athlete. USA Prime Southeast playing for Coach Lawless. That's his travel team. Tried to get time, wasn't granted, and swings right through a good fastball. That's frustrating when that happens. Nobody's fault there. It just wasn't granted. 5'11", a senior. The son of Keisha and Jeffrey. Sibling is Bryson Hammonds. He calls Bob Jones baseball a brotherhood and a place where he's been able to grow. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Well, that's 3 straight fastballs. Real just coming right at him with a good giddy up on this one. If you're going to ask Hammonds who he has his eyes on at the highest level, it's to New York. It's a middle infielder in Francisco Lindor. He said, I try to evolve my play style like his. Hammonds is a shortstop, like Lindor is a shortstop. By the way, Lindor, perfect game alum. More than a decade ago, a perfect game All-American Francisco Lindor. So we saw him at events like these. We saw him at Perfect Games National Showcase. In the hole, 0-2. Breaking ball, dives down and away. Big presence, isn't he? When you look at Walters, the broad shoulders, long arms, the wingspan of an athlete much taller than he is. Athletic enough, looks like he could play anywhere on the field, has been behind the plate. This is a junior, this right-handed pitcher. Breaking ball, ground ball, fair ball, heading toward the corner it goes. Bob Jones is on the move. Cole Spanier all the way to third, right behind Miles Hammonds. And a good enjoying celebration with the dugout. Much like we saw the hitter before, Cole Spanier, stay back on the breaking ball. Hammonds pulls this breaking ball almost like he knew it was coming. He wasn't about to let it travel deep into his stance. By the time it was played and gathered up by Cash James, runners on second and third now for Bob Jones. Zach Johnson is the catcher. And Johnson, it's a high pop-up. Fighting that sun a little bit at right center field. Drifting over, making the play is Henderson. Both runners will tag. Bob Jones grabs a 1-0 lead. So when the RBI is right there in front of you and contact will win the day, why not grab that RBI? And that's exactly credit to Johnson there. Again, a pitch up in the zone, and Johnson drives in the run, and an early high school showdown, 1-0 lead for Bob Jones. Miles Hammonds went to third base on that one as Cam Martin takes strike one. Cam having his eyes on Auburn, plays for Justin Lawless's USA Prime team. These are the reigning state champions in the state of Alabama when you talk about Bob Jones. So the big goal for Martin, much like his mates this senior, is I want to win back-to-back championships. Another thing he wants to start his freshman year at Auburn, he makes it clear a big goal of his over the next 12 months. I want to start my first semester in the classroom strong at Auburn University. He's the son of Chad and Ginger. Sisters are Emerson and Kate Martin. Muscled up that fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Walter, 6'4", 200 pounds, 17 years old. Number 8 right-handed pitcher, as ranked in the state of Mississippi, has touched 87 miles an hour at perfect game events. That one right down the middle, belt high. So he got out of it, strands the runner at third, but some timely hitting for Bob Jones. Not at all overwhelmed, playing under the bright lights of the perfect game event. Gorgeous approach by Spanier, gorgeous approach by Hermes. Bottom half, Presbyterian next.
I believe this is where it all began.
And here comes the pitch.
And this is the sweetest sound in the world.
Of course, to be able to swing a bat quick, you're going to have to be strong.
I believe you gotta rise before you can shine. That there is no agony worse than defeat.
The question is, does he have the bat speed? Does he have what it takes?
And an angel watches over me.
And swing it. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
I believe this will all be worth it.
And the next pick in the 2024 draft is...
There's that beautiful ballpark. A lot of work being done on it this year. We'll find our way back into the gorgeous stadium next year for this event. Of course, the home not only of the high school showdown, but the SEC championship, the Hoover Met, each and every year, where Michael Jordan played his baseball a long, long time ago. Jared Hoffbauer is the head coach of the Presbyterian Bobcats in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and every team should have a center fielder that goes by the name of Jet, shouldn't they? And that's fun. Cash down near the bottom, some great names in this lineup. We saw Bankston Walters hop up on the mound, and we'll see him work with the bat in his hands as well, as we were talking about earlier. So Tanner Hermes will hit for himself. He is a Shelton State Community College commit. The right-hander makes his home in Madison, nearby the school. Canes American Philly Scout team, a couple of his team. 3 times he's been a part of a team that's been the area champion, and he is the son of April and Bruce. Really good in the classroom, a 4.0 GPA. And when you talk about who he is as a pitcher, 5 pitches, fastball, cutter, slider, curveball, changeup. Has a feel for all of them. And it's time for Jet to swing the bat with the first pitch. He tops it up the ladder, off the bound, and a play is made out there by Tanner Hermes. We'll introduce Jet as this contest goes along. We were talking about the depth and the crazy history of this event, how it's fun to look back, let alone at the first-round draft picks. There's 33 major leaguers. But first-rounders as far as the eye can see. Tanner Flint, the right fielder, takes strike 1. Right back at him with another pretty pitch. He said Tanner Tyner, I should say. Tyner, the junior. And he takes up and away, 1-1 the count. He is a Troy commit, a really good mid-major program. Makes his home in Purvis, Mississippi. Swing and a miss. Bottom fell out of that one. That's a back foot breaking ball. It's a gutsy pitch to throw because if you miss, especially with a guy like Flint, it's very hittable. You start that one ankle high. Watch where he starts it. And then just dives right below the swing. That may be that cut fastball. Pretty firm. That actually might be the cutter. Excellent pitch either way. Fastball up to 89 miles an hour thus far from the right arm of Hermes. The pitcher becomes the hitter. The hitter, who's a right-handed pitcher, protects that right arm as he swings right through an off-speed pitch. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to count. Bankston thought about it, but he didn't. Zach Johnson behind home plate, the catcher. Just for good looks, framed it up very nicely. Bob Jones, all white uniforms with red. The blue tops. That's Presbyterian Christian as that one misses outside. Staying stubborn with that spot. Rushed off, left that one up and out over the plate. Bankston last year played for Knights Nation at Perfect Game 16U WBA. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Really good pitches under the hands of those talented left-handed hitters. Good life, good movement, good confidence on the bump. We welcome you back to Hoover, just outside of Birmingham, Alabama. Edging up towards 70 degrees. Feels like it's in the high 50s. Pretty windy, gusting up to 23 miles an hour. So that'll make it, that's the part where it feels a little bit cooler. For Bob Jones High School, Robert Chapman, Vincent Howard, and Tanner Hermes will hit. Chapman leading things off. Madison City, Alabama, his home. Show Me A's, his travel team. As a Bevel State Community College commit, travel coach Josh Black, where he plays his baseball. Steve Phillips, the longtime Major League GM, one of the great voices of Major League Baseball on MLB Network and MLB Network Radio, will join me games 2 and 3 as my analyst. Excited to have Steve come on in and give his perspective as a longtime architect in the major leagues, looking at the future of the game. Want to know the count to Robert Chapman? Drives that fastball into the right field corner. And we do it again. A couple of goals that Chapman will share, 2 main goals. Winning another state championship and then playing at a high level. And while doing so, he said he wants to grow his knowledge of the game, understand the game better, grow that IQ about baseball. And then he says, off the field, I want to be a light to my peers, a light to my teammates, and treat people the way that I would want to be treated at all times. Pretty good wisdom there, Robert. Hard not to pull for your successes with an attitude like that, the son of India and Robert. Bouncing ball. Takes a high hop, cap bill high. Flip a little bit high, but staying on the bag is J.T. Smith. The shortstop is Aaron Alston. There's Aaron using the shades to his advantage. This is good speed, you know it, with contact. And anytime you have a high bouncing ball, you got to hurry. You got a little bit under that throw. As Vincent Howard looks to play a little positive pepper. That first pitch, a fastball over the outside corner. Howard Vincent, to say it properly, Vincent Howard plays for that USA Prime travel team. Couple of good fastballs back to back for Howell to start him off. Three in a row fastballs outside. Howell says defense and then mobility and glove work have all improved for me in the last year when playing third base. He's the DH in this game. Rolls that one right up over the pitcher's mound into center field for a base hit. That's got to feel good for Vincent to get things rolling, the son of Angie and Chuck. Breaking ball up, and he tried to snag it right behind his back. Watch the glove. Oh, and the bare hand. You want to keep that bare hand away from the baseball. Bob Jones with the pinch runner. Elijah Dagante is out there. Let's go Herm, they say, for Tanner Hermes. Shelton State commits 6'2", 230. Good speed at first. First pitch to Hermes. Fastball. Good jump on a swing and a miss. That one started middle, ended up running right up under the hands, and a lively diving pitch that time. 0-1 the count. Hermes, the son of April and Bruce. He talks about his school meeting his best friends and brought him to be a better person and a really good baseball player, being around the athletes at Bob Jones. He's got to get that Austin Riley presence. Obviously, he hops up on the mound and pitches, and he loves watching Austin. He said, I think he plays the game the right way, and his natural swing looks a little bit like mine. You see it? You see Austin there? 1-2 the count. Honor roll student, 4.0 GPA. Last year when they were, Bob Jones that is, making their run to win the Alabama State title. Hermes pitched through a strained hamstring in an elimination playoff game. Got treatment between each inning, kind of gutted his way through it. And he looks back on that one as one of the, especially as an athlete, one of the greatest challenges that he's been able to overcome. One and two the count. Outside corner, strike three. Bit of a delayed call behind home plate by Bill Ward, but that was a strike all the way, all day. That little bit of late run and a nice job by Wolford holding it there over the outside corner. Watch Wolford stick it. And he didn't move too much. You don't want to oversell it. As Mason Reinhart now, the center fielder, closed up that stance, lean figure in the box. As Reinhart takes a strike over the outside corner, 0-1 the count. Mason, another player who travels down to attend school and to go play at Bob Jones. Reinhardt is from Chicago. He's committed to go to Lawson State, plays for the East Coast Sox travel team. Son of Eden and Dave. And the sibling to older sis Elise and older brother Isaac. Both in their 20s. Oh, 1 right in on his hands. Popped it up back behind the mound. It dies on the infield and everybody's safe. A little bit of luck involved in that one. It was an excellent pitch. That was the furthest thing from solid contact. But contact it was. Watch the pitch. In, hands in. He pops it up back behind the pitcher's mound. Then it checked up like it was a pitching wedge on a golf green. They got things going. A little bit of luck this time. Now Dillon gets another chance. Remember, Atkins struck out the first time up. One of the more noticeable names in this game that we've seen quite a bit as he takes a pitch, dive low. 1-0 the count. Bob Jones High School. White with the red uniform, kind of look in Phillies colors there, has that feel to it. Presbyterian Christian in the blue out of Mississippi. Bob Jones out of Madison, Alabama. Atkins, a 2013 U Select Festival athlete. Takes over the inside corner, 1-1 the count. We were talking about it earlier. Dillon, a 25, still deciding where he wants to play his college baseball. I'm excited to see what he decides upon. This is a top 70 outfielder in the country, the number 6 overall player in Alabama. Just shy of 18 years old. Boy, picked that one on a backhand, and fortunate that he did. 2-1 the count. Atkins, the son of Gina and Brian. Broken his swing down quite a bit over the last year. Figured out what works best for him. He wants to give a tip of the cap to his hitting coach, Hunter Morris, who has spent a lot of time working with him. And that swing looked pretty as he drives that ball toward the alley in right center field. All the way to the wall it goes. And look at Atkins fly. He touches second. On his way into third with a triple. Coach Hunter Morris would like this swing. They've been working on it all year long. The key was he got the foot down, the hands followed, and he split the alley with that blistered baseball. And he got a chance to show off his speed. And he was moving. Atkins last year, Perfect Games National Showcase, ran a 6.860. Threw 91 from the outfield. Got up on the mound and threw 89 miles an hour as well in a later PG event. Bob Jones leads it 3-0. Now Cole Spanier with a chance to drive that run in with 2 outs. Swings right through it. A little bit of an angry fastball that time. Couple of base runners, a little bit of luck on a little bloop that died in the infield. No luck at all, though, in the swing of Atkins. That was a beauty, 3-0.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
I'm in the big league. it's me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I gotta go, dawg. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip. Got old problems with a friends new.
Well, it's good to be back in Hoover. One of our favorite destinations. Our team, our production team, our Perfect Game TV team from all over the country. Heartbeats certainly in Orange County, California. Some from Arizona, some from New York. Definitely a handful from Philly. But one of our favorite trips is right here. Hoover, Alabama. One of the first baseball games, period. And I mean period, that were played when things slowly opened up in 2020. It was right here at this complex. Perfect Games Junior National and National Showcase, and we were curious how we were going to do it, but for 10 straight days, most of the people involved on this show brought you high school baseball. There was no other baseball anywhere being played, and so we'll always celebrate this city, the athletes that have come through here, the Perfect Game relationship with Hoover, Alabama, and no better way to celebrate it than with high school baseball. Breaking ball popped up. John Terrell Smith, JT Smith, who plays for the SBG Sox, would love to play for Georgia someday. Leaves it into the glove of Micah Sigler, who makes the play for the out. So they get Smith 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, that's how you handle the 4-hole hitter right there. Brennan Toms takes a breaking ball just off the plate. Toms plays for Coach Donnie Bridges of the SBG Sox and the MS Blue Jays, Mississippi Blue Jays. Would love to play at Mississippi State someday. His goals over the next 12 months, this right-handed hitter, receive his first college offer, hit 10 home runs this season, and win a state championship. Good-looking fastball in the inner half. Runs to count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 86 to 88, up to 89 miles an hour. That was about 89 and right by him. Good backspin, stayed away. That's just a challenge pitch that time. Matter of fact, 88 is exactly what it was and well located. With command and presence on the mound right now as he moves forward to deal with Aaron Alston. Biggest pro, Aaron Alston's nickname. Louisiana native. Joins this team over in Mississippi for his high school baseball. Knights Nation, his travel team. Someday he would love to be earning his paycheck. I'm sure he's a baseball player, but beyond that, a lawyer. Get to law school. 2-0 the count, now running it to 2-1. And in 2024, and it's funny, it's so common with a lot of the high school athletes, especially juniors and seniors, when you ask them, so where'd you grow? Where have you grown this year? Almost all of them say their mind. As his eyes works with his mind that time to see a pitch hit the outside corner. Went right there, that's strike 3, couldn't pull the trigger on it. Let her high, good enough certainly for the home plate umpire Bill Ward. All smiles as he heads back into the dugout. He and his Bob Jones teammates lead it 3-0. enrollment in these two schools about double for Bob Jones, close to 2,000 students in Madison, Alabama, a public school named of the former Alabama Congressman Robert E. Bob Jones. The school was originally to be named James Record, the former Alabama state senator. But Bob Jones opening its doors in 1974, 51 years ago. Miles doubled, put a ball in the ground, a breaking ball that he pulled down the line and was flying. As a matter of fact, Spanier out front running. Didn't come around to score. Otherwise, I'm thinking Miles would have had a triple in his first at bat. Presbyterian Christian School, about 1,000 students. As I said, half the size. Jimmy Messer, the head of school. Daniel Bennett, the school chaplain there. Their motto for Presbyterian: truth, honor, and loyalty. Some of the leaders there like Heather Tisdale and Scott Griffith, Keith Rice, Gareth Bonner. Some of the important men and women around these young men. Part of their academic lives as well. Their spiritual growth. 2-2 the count. The PCS Class 3A on that reassignment as the breaking ball is a fly ball toward right center field. To the alley it goes. It's down. A couple of doubles for a great athlete as he slides in there. Boom, as he spins it, getting into the bag. He's been able to do that twice in about the last half hour. Miles Hammonds now pulled the first one. This one a breaking ball up that he did not pull. There's some flex, there's some strength in that ability to take it almost all the way to the wall. It was cut off by Jet Henderson, the center fielder. And it's fun to slide on turf, isn't it? It's smooth, doesn't grab you. You can just kind of ease on in as he eases off the bag. It was after the double by Miles Hammond's last at bat that this man, Zach Johnson, had a really good AB. Took a breaking ball up, hit a fly ball to right. But what he did was, boom, capitalize on that RBI opportunity. And so without an official at bat, he does have an RBI, Zach Johnson, on a sacrifice fly. One of the better players in the state. On it, right back to the screen it goes. Number one catcher in the state. Zach Johnson, a top 100 catcher in the country, is going to play for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Can pitch, can play in the corners, can roam in the outfield if needed. Power fastball misses in, 1-1 the count. We saw Zach play in Jupiter at the World Wood Bat Association World Championship. Had a couple of hits at that event, 9 at-bats, playing for Exposure, the 18U national team. Breaking ball, 2-1 the count. Zach also hopped up on the mound when he was playing for VBA Rawlings Black, the team last year. At this yard, at this event, the 17U National Elite, not this event, at this ballpark in July, threw 88 as a pitcher and had a bunch of hits as well. Didn't get the inside corner, 3-1 the count. Zach also earning all-tournament team member honors at the 17U WWBA. Playing for VBA. 6 hits, 2 walks, a .556 on base last summer for the man batting. Had to sneak in there and help yourself out with an out. Brevin Toms was the communicator on that one. Eased his way in, the second baseman for Presbyterian. Top of the third here at Hoover. Outside. Breaking ball missed that time, and so it's ball 4. A trot to first and a couple of runners out there for Cam Martin. Johnson will draw a pinch runner. Drake Barbie will run at first. Number 19 on that jersey, Drake Barbie is running. Running for the catcher, Zach Johnson, so he can get ready to go back to work defensively. There's nobody out for Bob Jones. Looking to bunt, takes outside, 1-0 the count. Bankston Walters grinding it on the mound. "17-year-old right-hander sets up high by the letters. 1-0, a bunt attempt again. That time it's a strike. Pulled the bat back, thought it wasn't right for him. Maybe thinking Camden, he would have popped it up. Bankston Walters really good at last year's 16U WWBA, the current junior in high school. Reached 87 miles an hour on the mound. Struck out 8 in 4 2/3 innings. He was there playing for Knights Nation. Had a couple of hits, had 4 walks. That's a .538 on base. That is a massive tournament. Multiple hundreds of teams, and when you're all tournament at that one like Bankston was, that's a good test of where you stand as a baseball player. Drops that one down. Bankston hops off the mound, turns, looks. Does he have anywhere to throw it? When he looked at first initially, no one was on the bag. No chance at all if you think you're going to get Hammonds. That was his next look to third. There was no play there, and everybody's safe. Let's watch the defense here. Charging, late coming to the bag. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Looked like a little bit behind was Tom's. Got a late jump on things, and it's difficult if you're Walters. You could think, okay, I'm going to feed the second baseman coming to the bag. That's easier said than done for a pitcher. That's just not the way you think. You're looking to a spot to throw the baseball. You can't give an error there, but you kind of could give a team error if there were such a thing to Presbyterian. Robert Chapman takes high. Walter's biggest challenge now, just to calm himself down. The stuff's good. The fastball's lively. The slider has bite, but when he gets angry, he tends to, or even overthrows. Maybe it's not driven by anger. Leave pitches up. And that's where he wants to live, even though that one's outside. 3-0. Yeah, Bankston 2 years ago was throwing 80. Last summer up to 87. He's in the high 80s in this one as he hits the outside corner. Miles Hammonds on 86-mile-an-hour fastball. That's the most firm pitch of this inning, as that one probably right in that same area goes back to the screen. Hammonds at third. Johnson at second. Martin at first. Wanting a strikeout. It's a ground ball out to third. They fire it home into the turf. Oh, baby. Did Cade Wilford save the bacon of that throw by Reed Bridges? Bridges spiked that one right into the turf. Cade, what an incredible play. That could have played it a bunch of runs. One hopper out to third. Right into the turf. Goodness gracious. Cade Wilford, that is an excellent, excellent play by you. Big out, too, by the way. All right, so one out. Bases remain full. And now Vincent Howard. Howell takes up and in as he swings right through it. Howell, the number 23rd baseman in the state of Alabama, 18 years old, as Howell shoots that one right back to the screen. Big, strong, 6'2", 225. We've seen him at 36 perfect game events if you include this event, so he has been playing a lot of baseball through the years. A lot of it for USA Prime Southeast. 0-2, just outside. Oh boy, what a good looking pitch. I think it was out, but I understand why if you're Welford you sell it. Yeah, that's on the line of the other batter's box. That's out. So Howell with another chance, and time is called. Howell's played at a ton of events here at the Hoover Met. Playing for VBA as well. The 1-2. Fastball right in on the hands, rolled toward the hole. Gobbled up, flip, but that'll play to run. Running Toms takes the out that's out there in front of him. But Barbie, the runner, scores. Runners move to second and third. 4-3 and an RBI on the ground out. Yeah, run scoring easily standing up. And Brennan made a nice play. Just simply having the out right there in front of him. Hermes struck out looking back in the second inning, the pitcher for this Bob Jones team. He has looked really good on the mound. Breaking ball, a dandy, 1-1 the count. Grant Dayton played his way to the big leagues from 2016 to 2021 as a pitcher. He's from Bob Jones. Trey Winginter in the big leagues, making that run from 18 to 24. And he's a Bob Jones alum who went to Auburn. Trey, of course, last year pitching for the Cubs and for the Boston Red Sox. Shoots that one to the backstop. Does it play to run? With the slide, it does. The wildest of pitches. Nothing Welford could do with it. And boy, that hurts. Anything hurts when you give a run back, especially with 2 outs. Runner moves to third. And another add-on run makes it 5-0. You got to be proud of the guys that have worn your uniform, like Winginter, who, after Bob Jones, went to Auburn. Grant Dayton went to Bob Jones, and in the same way as Winginter went to Auburn. Played for the Dodgers in the big leagues in 16 and 17, and the Braves in 19, 20, and 21. Bob Jones alum. (3-2) to Hermes. Fastball outside. So just a little bit off the plate out there, staying stubborn. Fastball's got enough giddy up, 84 to 87, as we said this inning. There's a lot of presence in this man. I know we've seen through the years the former major leaguer Kyle Farnsworth around perfect game events. It's that kind of build. It's already the strength you can see in the arms, the time put in the weight room, you can see the strength there, but to put that build together with the wingspan that the right-hander has, he's far from done gaining velocity as a junior in high school. Far from done. Nick Kukos is running at first base. Kukos runs at first. Didn't mean to. Little check swing roller out to short. Throwing on the run, the shortstop, Aaron Alston, on a 6-3 ground out. Bob Jones gets it going. It all started with a double off the bat of Miles Hammonds. He's got a pair of two-baggers in this game. A couple of walks, sacrifice, a miscue, and a timely piece of hitting by Vincent Howard. Bob Jones leads at 5-0.
While you sleep, it's time to raise up, show it ain't even weak. We don't turn the other cheek. I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Hello, Hoover. Good to be back with you. We're talking about remembering when Brian Hayes, Gold Glover, played at this event. Josh Naylor came down with a team representing Canada playing in this event. We mentioned Austin Riley by this man who is on the mound working, was one of his idols. Austin's an alumni of the high school Showdown. Braves third baseman Brandon Marsh with the Philadelphia Phillies. The long flowing hair didn't look like that back then. Joe Adell, who's going to play a lot of center as Mike Trout moves to right field for the Angels. Joe, an alum of this event. Diamondbacks catcher Adrian Del Castillo. Oakland Athletics rising star Lawrence Butler. Parker Meadows with the Tigers. Xavier Edwards. Reese Hines with the Reds. Washington National C.J. Abrams. Jordan Walker with the Cardinals. James Wood with Washington. All alum of Perfect Games High School Showdown. Breaking ball, ground ball out towards short. Good defensive work at first as Spaniard digs it out. The throw was low from Miles Hammond. That was Reed Bridges, Phillies fan as he is known. Bridges rolling out on the first pitch that he saw, looking to go over 20 doubles on the season, swipe more than 20 bags. His goal is 7 home runs, the son of Donnie and Catherine. But they get in this time. Reed Bridges on a 6-3 ground out. Cash James. The Hattiesburg, Mississippi native takes strike one. Knights Nation, his travel team. Faster, stronger, better defender. Those are the goals for James over the next 12 months as he grows. And as far as off the field, growing his relationship and his faith with God. He said, I want to be bold in my faith, and I can stand firm in it. Breaking ball fools him on the check swing. Boy, he's keeping the defense active. Guys like Micah Sigler, the third baseman, made a play. Secondary pitches, really good command. You could see how engaged Cash James was that time. He didn't want to, but he did. And again, just barely making contact. Well, for the catcher. He'd love to go to UAB, LSU, or Southern Miss, some of his dream schools. Pup time has gotten a lot better. Receiving as well in the last, 6 months or so, he says. Jason and Keisha, his parents. One and two, the count. Beautiful location. Cade, not only a good catcher, but an all-state football player as well. That'll do it. Mows him down. Ground out, strikeout. Bob Jones leading 5-0. Dylan Atkins, let's turn back the clock to the unique Perfect Game Select Festival in 2020, the 13U age group. And drifting into foul territory, making a nice play and a chance to see a young man who would continue to grow as a baseball player. This again was some courage just on the backside of the pandemic, but this great event, 13-14U Select Fest, and then the PG All-American Classic, all played at the home of the Oklahoma City Dodgers, Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, all there within that long weekend. Dylan, by the way, as a PG athlete, would go on the very next year to get on base as a .590 clip at Perfect Game events as he takes a breaking ball that's high. In 21, .591 at PG events on base, 22, .452 on base, 23, a .505 on base. As he drives that breaking ball toward right field, to the warning track, to the wall, gone! Leans on it. Dylan Atkins, enjoy the tour. Look, we know he can play, and he knows he can play. And he's been working really hard on his game. But then there's always something fun. Foot down, hands through. Met that ball exactly on the downward side of the break and crushed it out to right field. So he's got a triple in his last at bat, a line drive into the right center field alley, and now a home run. But there's still something fun, just to finish the thought, about doing all those things, but maybe picking a time when, I don't know, you're on a global network to do things like that. There's nothing wrong with that. We just showed the last time he was on a live broadcast, a larger proportion broadcast at the Select Festival a couple of years back during the pandemic. That was fun. Moment, meet moment. Breaking ball, strike three. That's how you come back, by the way. A hammer. Watch this lead arm get out and then pull right back to his body. Out, back. And that long arm over that left knee, big follow through. That one of the better breaking balls he has thrown. There's a lot to like about the future of Bankston Walters. As he zips a fastball up and away. He's had some bad luck. Had some bad luck last inning. And then certainly, I mean, if you're watching this, you're a baseball fan, right? Probably a pretty big baseball fan if you're diving this deep. I mean, we know what a baseball player looks like, someone with a bright future, a projectable body and frame, and good athleticism, and that's Walters. Hammonds has had a couple of doubles, not one, but a pair. He started last inning. Yikes, spikes a fastball in there, 2-1 the count. Miles has played basketball and played it well. He's played soccer, so a really good soccer player too. NHS, National Honor Society member, as that fastball hits the outside corner. I think that's only strike two, even though they threw it around by accident. Welford, sorry about that. He says sorry about that to Hammonds. 3-2. Just got a piece of that one, fouling it off at home plate. Yeah, this broadcast, Miles has put on quite a showing for those that are watching. We've seen Hammonds at 16 PG events, including this one. Good fastball right in on his knuckles. Popped up back of the second base bag into shallow center field. That was Brennan Toms, and he makes the play for the out. There's been a couple of times there's been that kind of contact. You swing at a fastball, you see it let her high down the middle, and in the end it's not. It's 5 or 6 inches closer to your hands on the bat, and you just can't square it up. 1-0 the count to Zach Johnson. Walters asking Home plate umpire Bill Ward, if he saw that one in, Ward said, yep, we saw it the same way. If you were wondering if it was in, I'm telling you it was in. Big swing, high sky, right field. Very shallow right. And makes it an easy play again for Toms. A couple of putouts in the shallow spaces of the outfield. Dylan Atkins. It's been a minute since we've seen you. We hear you've been developing. Now it's not just words, because actions speak a lot louder than words. Wow.
Wow. Oh, it feels brand new. That's crazy. I feel no pain, nothing. That's like crazy. Zero pain, zero. Yo, that's so weird. That's crazy, dude.
Like, I can't feel my traps anymore because they've been going and they're super loose now. But my legs, it almost feels like somebody's just like, pump, pump, pump. It feels like you're getting a massage, free massage.
Choose my pros, no better way to go.
We're talking about those that maybe haven't made the major leagues yet, but were first-round draft picks. Memories here. Daniel Espino came to this event for the Georgia Premier Academy. Daniel from Panama, perfect game All-American, rising through the Guardians organization, but he was throwing in the high 90s. Remember Dylan Lesko from Buford High School in Georgia, 2022 grad, racing to the major leagues, actually drafted by the Padres in the first round after undergoing Tommy John surgery, and that's how much they believe in him. And of course, Connor Griffin on his way to the major leagues with the Pirates. First round pick last year. Connor playing in this event. And the last first round pick I wanted to talk about that all of a sudden is, we've loved him at PG Events, Select Festival All-American, who's knocking on the door with the Reds. Check spring camp as Jet leads it off. Jet Henderson is one of our favorites, Sal Stewart. Sal always handled himself so well around all of us in the media side from Miami. Well, they're taking note. They are taking note in Reds camp with an infield and an outfield where they try to find spots for guys like Gavin Lux and such. All of a sudden, they may have to find a spot for Sal Stewart. He's played in this event. Diving attempt. Unable to get rid of it. Good effort there by Miles Hammonds. But Jet Henderson, here's what's interesting about Jet being at first. It's the first time anyone on this roster has been at first. As a matter of fact, the second time through the order, maybe it's just what the doctor ordered against Tanner Hermes. So it was a slider, and it was well struck. Good attempt there. You do all you can do. Here's Tyner Flint, who struck out. Flint on the ground. Thought about going for the lead runner, but didn't do so. Cam Martin instead flips over to Cole Spanier. Martin, the second baseman. Spanier, the first baseman. Runner moves to second in Jet Henderson. It's a smart play by Cam, especially when you consider the scoreboard. It's not 1-0, it's 6-0. So runner moves to second base. And here's Bankston Walters. And you guys remember a couple of years ago when Ty Floyd was incredible for LSU. All the big games he pitched in. Eventually, after that time, a Reds comp pick in the first round. Floyd's an alum of this game and of this event with his high school. There's a lot of neat names through the times. Edwin Arroyo came and played in this event. He's trying to climb to the big leagues with the Reds as well. Played in this high school showdown. Out front of a changeup. On the ground. 2 outs in the inning. Either a changeup or a breaking ball. Either way, pulled back enough to have Walters leaking out front. I think that's the key. There have been strikeouts, trust me. There have been 5 here in 4 innings. But it's been a ton of strikes. Shows that high fastball when he needs to. And the secondary pitches have been consistently dropped in there. J.T. Smith looks at a strike. JT swings at a slider. JT, 18 years old, has played now in 2 perfect game events, this being his second. Also played at the 17U Hoover Invitational last year. Got a couple of hits. Played for SGB Sox American, team out of Mississippi. JT popped it up. Let's see if there's room. Running out of space over there in front of the first base and visiting dugout. JT, the son of Mike and Anissa Smith. He loves watching Corbin Carroll play. Same position, watches him closely, a fellow left-handed hitter. Smith also a left-handed pitcher, first baseman, outfielder. He would love to play baseball someday at Georgia for the Bulldogs. The 1-2. Fastball again, nice job. Staying alive in the at-bat. Seeing the graphic there on the bug, we call it. Top velocity number, 90 miles an hour. Last 2 pitches have been 90 miles an hour for this right-hander. The 1-2. Fastball blew him away. There was a base runner in the inning, then stranded. Couple of ground ball outs to the right side, and then strikeout number 6. Enter Hermes. Strong on the mound. The two-way star with a bright future. This is what we have rolling today. I love the look of that graphic, by the way, the parchment paper, the classic paper look. Well done, graphics. Obviously, you can follow all the numbers on DK Plus, Diamondcast Plus. I would recommend you do that by visiting the perfectgame.org and the site for the high school showdown. Blessed Trinity Catholic. C.J. Abrams, an alum of that school, against American Christian Academy. There are a ton of great players currently on both rosters. And, of course, Xavier Edwards went to North Broward Prep, Gardendale, Alabama. We'll have it for you on Into the Night. Make those lights go to work. Sun's still our friend. And as we play ball now, this left-hander, J.T. Smith, we were talking about him earlier being a left-handed pitcher. Excited to see him work. Good all-around athlete, can do a lot of things and do them very, very well, J.T. And I think Bankston went over to first. He did. So Bankston Walters is the new first baseman. Good eyes on the ground. Thank you so much for passing those changes along for us. We appreciate it. Nice little tilt to that one on 3-0 just to get me over. And we talked about the busyness of our schedule. Tomorrow we'll have 3 games from this event as well, as Cam Martin hits a high fly ball into center. 20 feet over to his left moves Jet Henderson. And then we'll go back to California for a busy broadcast day on Saturday here on Perfect Game TV. Of course, a lot of our social media team will be at the huge youth event at Houston 1000, so check that out on all the social channels for Perfect Game. But then the SoCal Showdown, the amazing event that we're a part of, the event out in California. Corona against Summit, semifinal number 1. La Mirada against Norco, semifinal number 2. Have both of those from gorgeous La Mirada High School. We were just there the other night. Been able to be there, now here in Hoover. Make sure you catch that one. That's Saturday. So a bunch of high school baseball tomorrow. I've got 3 more for you from here at Hoover. And then back out to California on Saturday. And then we'll have a day of rest on Sunday. Monday, I'll bring you the championship from the Houston 1000 Super Regional NIT. And then Tuesday, the championship from the SoCal Showdown. So I think as I rambled on with all of that, didn't let anyone know I was just going to ramble on about all the events. I think it's important just to check our social. Come back to the app all the time. And if you don't have the app, we're curious as to why. We don't take offense, but come on now. You're not watching Netflix, are you, on your computer, on your laptop by typing in Netflix.com? Unless you have to. You're watching on your smart device with the app. And that's what we do here at Perfect Game TV. Grab the app because then the interactivity with all the archives of all the live games, of all the documentaries, of all the shows, of Perfect Game Weekly can all be found there. Great new partnerships too, content partnerships. All right, I'm done promoting. Back to baseball. 0-1 the count on Vincent Howell. Left-hander sends him on back to the bag. Vincent, Angie and Chuck, his parents. Thomas and Charlie, his siblings. As the runner was moving and it's fouled off at home plate. He'll head back. Mike Trout hit a home run yesterday out here. And watching from across the country was this man. Howell, that's his favorite player. He loves watching Mike Trout play. Pretty pitch just outside. Bryce Howell has played in the Hank Aaron Invitational, part of that state champion team in 2024. Really good GPA of 3.7 for Vincent. Boy, tough pitch in on his hands. A couple of hops back to the mound. Right off the mound, the athletic J.T. Smith. That hurt his feelings, that pitch. Metaphorically speaking, obviously. As the runner moves up. A little bit of cut to everything he throws, isn't there? From the left side. He could not do anything with that. Went into, what did the kids say, into his kitchen? That was way in his kitchen. See if he does the same thing with Tanner Hermes. That one cuts at the last minute, got a late protective swing. 0-1 the count on Tanner. Struck out looking back in the second inning, walked and was stranded in the third. Tanner drives that one, big part of the ballpark. Just shy of the track, he just missed it. The Jet goes and gets it. Anderson makes the play for the out. Chapman was walked. He was stranded. The left-hander, J.T. Smith, settles in very nicely. Just off the meat of the bat all inning.
One, two, three, work!
Mine bat's better than any other bat I've used last year.
This bat just had more pop than any other wood bat that I ever used.
Wood bat league gonna go crazy this summer.
These bats are absolutely juiced.
Yeah, it's been really good watching the right arm of Tanner Hermes. We were speaking of, this is at Shelton State, this is a sneaky developing guy. You got to think that with the command that he shows, fastball dabbling around 90 miles an hour, that little cutter that he's throwing there under the bat, and he's gotten better as the game has gone along. Has never really overthrown, and command has just been at a premium. I mean, he has poured in strike after strike after strike. Matter of fact, the right-hander, this has been so strong. Strike percentage, 73% is strike percentage. Top fastball, 90, averaging 87 miles an hour. Tanner goes back to work again. Spins a breaking ball. Right down the middle, a get-me-over breaking ball to Brennan Toms for strike one. Rare's back with a fastball. 0-1 the count to 1-1. Tom struck out back in the second inning. Goes down on a breaking ball, lines it into the corner, but it's foul. He knew it. He held on to the bat. And strikeouts of Flint, Walters, J.T. Smith, Toms, Alston, and Welford. Without a single walk, with only one hit allowed by Tanner. Right around 50 pitches now. Right around 50 pitches, and we're in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's hard. It's hard to run your strikeout total up to more than one per inning and keep the pitch count low. Breaking ball inside corner. That's strike three. That's the most depth that he's shown on a breaking ball in this game, and he's smiling, enjoying it. That was good old-fashioned Uncle Charlie. 12-6 breaking ball. Looking at a clock, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. That's the way the baseball dropped that time. He really got on top of that one nicely. That's 7 strikeouts. Back outside. They have not been comfortable at all. And I think the ability to throw any pitch at any time has been a big win for this right-hander. As just like that, it's 0-2. Alston struck out looking back in the second inning. Strike percentage now 75% on this game. Outside. He's throwing, it's not perfect, follow me, but just about exactly where he wants to throw it. Is that one high? Yes, that's high. Come on, Tanner, you know that. That was up. As good as everything's been. Just come back and throw a better one. There you go. That's a better one. See, no need to ask. Just throw a better one. That's strike 3. Oh, man, that was fun. And he is fun. And again, that straight down breaking 12-6 bender. Boom, and a nice job, his battery mate, we haven't said his name enough, Zach Johnson. He stuck that one beautifully. Fastball 0-1 the count. 8 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings on 57 total pitches. 1-1 the count to Reed Bridges. Reed takes in. Arm side run, just missed the inside corner. Reed, a big fan of Bobby Witt Jr., the swagger, how solid he is hitting. And I've watched Bobby Witt Jr. a ton, and from afar, he's taught me how to run the bases. I've learned watching him, a football and a basketball player, Reed Bridges as well. Reed hits a high fly ball right field, heading toward the corner, and that one disappears. Well, that traveled a lot further than I thought, all the way into that corner against the wall. Dylan kept going and going and never was going to get there. Yeah, big-time perfect game alum Bobby Witt Jr. At events like these, he always had time for us. You could feel the greatness then. And he just chased events. If there was a team that would have him, if there was an event that PG put on, he'd come play in it. The 2-2. Nice job spoiling that one. Bridges 4 honors classes this year. A 4.0 GPA. Calls his dad a huge inspiration. Dad a good baseball player too. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bottom falls out again. He just struck out the side. Stacking up K's, he's got 9. First, it was Tom's. Good morning. Then it was Alston. Good afternoon. Then it was Bridges. Good evening. We'll turn your bet down for you, sir. So if you're just finding us on the Perfect Game TV app, this is what you've missed. Bob Jones dominating. The big story, really, Tanner Hermes. 5 innings without a run allowed. 1 hit without a walk, and he's been really efficient, too. 9 strikeouts. Atkins, fun. Triple and a solar homer. Walter's really good. You'll look past the line right away because there's a really bright future. I'm excited to see the next year plus for Bankston, Walters, and Jet Henderson, the only base hit. for the Presbyterian squad. JT Smith out on the mound. Mason Reinhardt, his foe. Chicagoland man. Travels and spends his time to be a part of this Bob Jones team. David Eden, his parents, a big Bryce Harper fan. Battled through a shoulder injury last year, early in the season, as he takes a pretty pitch. 1-2 the count. And he could play some outfield. There isn't a baseball that Mason Reinhardt can't go get. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball. That's strike 3. Outstanding, tight spinning, late breaking ball. We talked about the well-rounded athlete that he is. This is what Dylan Atkins has done. The triple, the homer, the 2020 Select Festival alum. That breaking ball he met. And then he met his teammates out front of the dugout. 1-0 the count. Goes down to get that one. I think a pitch sailed up and in. We were hustling back from that cool replay. I think a pitch sailed up and in and was a little bit closer maybe than he wanted to throw at JT Smith. To Dylan Atkins. Atkins just fine with it. 1-1 the count. As he rips that one out to first base on a hop. And then to the bag goes Bankston Walters. That was a cap bill high spinning breaking ball that he hit really hard. Well played by the man who was on the mound for a majority of the game, Bankston Walters. 0-1 the count to Cole Spanier. That breaking ball fouled off again. Underneath that one, sails it high. The committed athlete on this team, Tyner Flint, on the Presbyterian team. From Purvis, Mississippi, a 26, a lot of 27s, a lot of 26s. This is a very young team with a really bright future. And JT's a big part of it. The senior, the leader, the southpaw, the athlete. Putting zeros up now so his team can, they hope, climb back in it. Good inning.
Players want to maximize their potential.
They are chasing the wrong thing.
Being better is personal.
What works for one player doesn't work for all players.
Players need to be told what they're good at, what they're not good at, and what they need to work on.
They need to be given a personalized plan to help them get to where they want to be.
That's how players get better.
That's how they maximize their potential.
That's how they become great.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us as we build the future of intelligent players.
The weather is warm and it's the perfect time of year to cook outside. Loco Smart Temp griddles provide precise and controllable griddle surface temperatures ranging from 250 degrees all the way up to a sear setting. The cooking temperature always stays exactly where you set it, so your meal always comes out just right. Cultivating great experiences is part of our DNA, and everyone has a seat at our table, so pull up a chair. Cook faster and party longer with Loco cookers.
Still shy of his 18th birthday and drawing folks, I would imagine, to come see him pitch in this high school season. Tanner Hermes has been the story today, spinning a one-hitter inside the gates of the Hoover Met complex, the beautiful complex, home of so much of perfect game, and more are starting to gather around home plate, and I don't blame him. Again, the velocity, it's been consistent. You're looking at a fastball that has topped at 90 miles an hour. It's averaged 87 miles an hour. And of the 63 pitches he has thrown, nearly 3/4 of them have been strikes. And it's been a fun outing. This is a a Shelton State commit. As a matter of fact, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 commitments on this team. Only one of them a Division I commit. That's Zach Johnson, the catcher for the talented Bob Jones team. Here's Cash James to lead it off. Cash grounded out to third, back in the third inning. 0-1 the count over the outside corner to Cash. Breaking ball, ground ball. Setting his feet with a long throw across the diamond, and that's in time for the out, is the shortstop Miles Hammond. Nice stretch over there by Cole Spanier at first. So Cash, who also hops on the mound very effectively as a pitcher, too, a right-handed pitcher. Just hustled up the line. He didn't have to rush. The key is the accurate throw, and again, a nice stretch. Coming back a little late. I think we missed a second out of the inning, but there are 2 outs of the inning. They got Wolford that time. And the good beat just keeps on coming. Strike throw, strike throw. That's all he's doing is throwing strikes. And he's being rewarded for it. Breaking ball, there's another strike. Yeah, it was first pitch to Welford. And on the very first pitch to Welford, it was a 5-3 ground out. Hit it out to third base. And the count is 0-2 to Jet Henderson. Jet singled back in the 4th inning. Thought about it, didn't. Breaking ball, high and inside. Jet, by the way, football, basketball, runs track, and is a competitive golfer, too. Goodness. There's a lot going on there. Mom, Lindsay, Dad, Hinton. Jet shoots that one to the right center field alley. Jet's going to move. That one is down. Let's watch him run. He touches first on into second. Touching second. Jet flying toward third. With the slide in there, it's a triple for Jet. Henderson all the way around the bases after splitting the gap. The name Jet, it fits, doesn't it? Incredible speed. First of all, a very small timing mechanism. Gets the foot down. There's not a whole lot in the leg kick. The foot was down. And that's just strong hands. That's trusting the upper half of your body after you pitch recognize. That's a great approach by Jet Henderson. That's got to feel good. A little breakthrough, something to kind of stir things up in the dugout. Tyner Flint. Flint takes a fastball, 1-0 the count. That's great, Jet. Boy, Zach Johnson, I should say, Alabama catcher. He caught that one like a Division I college catcher. Didn't he? That last pitch nearly got a strike call out of it. Catching down up, a really good receiver. All right, Tanner with a little bit of adversity. I mean, the tiniest bit of adversity. He's been in the stretch a couple of times, was in the stretch in the 4th. And that's the first walk. So the first extra base hit and then the first walk come back to back. Tiniest amount of adversity. It is 6-0. And let's see what they'd like to do. Jared Smith is the head coach of this Bob Jones team. Hunter Smothers and Brian Roberts and Brandon Thompson, or I should say Brandon Thomas, Lucas Dickerson, and Michael Kelsey, all part of this staff. Really have enjoyed understanding Bob Jones baseball through the years, through the eyes of Jared Smith. He's joined us on different radio shows and gatherings we have had. A lot of the content we've put together, Jared's the head coach of this program, been a nice part of it. Just a little peek of the desktop there. Nothing wrong with that. Here's Bankston Walters. Fastball inside. Bankston is struck out. He is grounded out. And the talented, well-rounded athlete started this game on the mound. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string, and he could not stay back. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Bankston, by the way, went 4 2/3 innings, struck out 5. Topped 88 miles an hour. That was the high number as a pitcher. As a hitter, that's a little slow roller. Out from behind home plate. He can play the position of catcher, Zach Johnson. Headed to Alabama. Beautiful piece of hitting, Jet Henderson, in this inning. He's got a couple of hits. He's got the only hits for Presbyterian Christian School. Jet with a bright future. We love watching him fly. Boy, so many positives to focus on for Bob Jones, and gosh, a positive even for Bankston Walters. He was really good on the mound. But the growth and development of a player like Miles Hammond. So last year he plays at this event for Bob Jones, earns the 10 at bats, scores a run, but it's just 1 for 10. Had a couple of walks. Well, to open up this event, in his first 2 at bats, he already has more hits than he had the entire event last year. It's 2025, trying to find a place to play college baseball, and he will with that kind of athleticism. Miles Hammonds to lead it off. So Hammonds takes a pitch a little bit low from the left arm of J.T. Smith. Final inning of baseball, you would imagine. Miles drives that one toward left field. That one crushed over his head, off the wall. Is it a 3-double day for Miles? Wow, it is. Coaches, somewhere there's a place on your roster for an athlete like this. Young Miles Hammonds, good athlete. 6 feet, 175 pounds, flying around the bases, but look at the power that's packed into that frame. And this time, picks on a breaking ball and hits it hard to left field. Fun to see for Miles. Here's Zachary Johnson, the Alabama commit. And we started seeing, to speak of Miles, number 12 in your shot there at second base. You have to go back about 3 years. He's playing for Knights South at an event here in Hoover. Back then, 5'10", 140 pounds. Had a couple of walks, had a hit at the event. Stole a couple of bases. And that's when he began to enjoy the travel ball portion. We don't claim to have seen all the baseball he's played in his life, because this is a good high school baseball player too. And I'm sure he plays a ton locally, the 18-year-old. Excited to see if there's a place, should he decide to play college baseball, that he will. High fly ball center field. Hauled in out there. All the way to third. You know, the way the world gets small is this, too. Miles' father, Jeffrey, played in the major leagues for about a dozen years. And for many of those games, when he was a Milwaukee Brewer, back in 02, 03, 04, right around that time frame, I was the voice of the Brewers. So I had the good fortune of being the voice at the major league level of his father when he was playing in the major leagues. Miles Hammond's dad, you remember Jeffrey Hammonds, right? All right, a balk was called, run scores. Hammonds, come on down. Yeah, you saw it was ever so slight. He came set properly, but then the glove hand went into the throwing hand, and he lifted it. And that's, in fact, when he lifted it, and that's where they called the balk. The miscue there, unfortunately, puts a runner at second base. Cam Martin reaches on an infield single and then moves to second on an error. Yeah, to finish the thoughts on Hammonds. Did a lot of good things for a long time in the big leagues. I can remember truly joyfully being around him. My time as a major league announcer, especially with the Brewers. I'm trying to recall the exact years. Yeah, that was 02, 01, 02, 03. I was with Dad Jeffrey, with Miles' father. As that one is popped foul off to the right side, and I'm excited to see, with the bloodlines and the development and what we've seen from the play today, where he ends up. Robert walked, reached on a fielder's choice, grounded out to short. Robert Chapman. Hands strong enough to dump it into right center field and drive in a run. Martin scores easily. The air comes around to roost. And Robert with a beautiful piece of hitting with a single and an RBI. You let it travel deep. You trust the strength in your hands. And it pays off. Foot down. Hands through the zone. Fought that pitch off. And over the head of the second baseman, Toms. 7-0. 8-0 with an add-on run. Time to pass the baseball along. And Braylon Bass, tall, lanky left-hander. Will take the assignment. Leader of that program, Jared Hoffpower, along with Drew Madison, Scott Copeland, the pitching coach, and Jay Alston, the leaders for the Presbyterian Christian School here in Hoover.
At first, it was just a team. Now I can't imagine my life without them.
That coach changed our son, on the field and off.
Tall, lean, right-handed pitcher. His name is Braylon Bass. Riverhawks, his travel team. Andy Davis coaches that team. Just a sophomore. The world at his fingertips. He's 6 feet now, 140 pounds. A lot more height to be added. Probably a lot more weight to be added to that frame as well. Plans on college for sure. Vincent Howell is his first foe. Vincent's had a good day. Singled and scored. Drove in a run with a ground ball out. Part of the party here for this team. Chance for this young right-hander to get his feet wet. Bankston Walters, J.T. Smith. And now the right-hander Bass starts him off with a breaking ball, and it's grounded foul. 0-1 the count. Scoreless innings in the 5th and the 6th offensively for Bob Jones, but that's all. Otherwise, 8 runs on the scoreboard. They are riding the wave of Tanner Hernish on the mound. That one sails high, 1-1 the count. He thought about pulling the trigger, did Vincent. As from Summerall, Mississippi. A 2027. So this young sophomore, 17 years old. Tried to play it on a backhand. Runner will move up. Chapman out there to second base. And for Braylon, this is the first time he's been seen in a perfect game event. So he now has a player page, which is fun. As that one is bounced foul, let's see if he can make the most of it. BCS baseball. Opening up with a 4-3 win over Columbia Academy. That one smashed, but he got it down off the end of the bat. Really quick through the zone with it. And a ton of top spin. And in the end, Jed Henderson made really quick and easy work of it out there in center field. Josh Wilhide. He gets the call to pinch hit. Josh, Madison residence, VBA, his travel team. He has stayed above 4.5 GPA in the classroom. Josh looks at a pitch outside, 1-0 the count. He's gotten a lot stronger, 450 on the squats, 295 on the bench. Triple digits on exit velo. Went around that time. That one dives deep down and inside. 1-1 to count. Wilhide, the son of Brent and Susan. And the youngest of 3, Julia and Jacob, his older siblings. One and two the count. So as far as that work in the classroom goes, this man who's played basketball, football, and soccer, too, has a 4.45 GPA with AP Physics, AP Stats, AP Pre-Calc, AP Lang. 2-2 the count. He's a National Honor Society member. Volunteers with his church, Cross Point, and for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. This man's got a really good resume already. How fun. Breaking ball, fly ball. Pretty well struck, drifting, center field. Now Jet finds it in left center field. The wind knocked it down. Like Josh just missed that one. What a really good pass on it, Wilhide. 3 more outs to play with, if in fact you're Bob Jones. And then to the victors go the sports. Busy day today. A win for everyone. Scouts, baseball fans, parents, coaches, Blessed Trinity Catholic here in just a bit against American Christian Academy. I'm excited to introduce several on both of those teams. And then, of course, the North Broward Prep program comes up from Florida. And they'll take on Gardendale of Alabama. Steve Phillips will join me, the longtime content creator. Prior to that, an architect of baseball teams as a general manager of the Mets. He'll be my color analyst for the last couple of games tonight. He's been busy. Major League spring training. He can throw in anecdotes all he wants. He has been around Major League teams. He'll be up early in the morning hosting a Major League show. So have a good analyst with us tonight. Let's finish this one, though. And let's see as far as finishing goes. Landon Pierce is in left, by the way, defensively. Left field, Landon Pierce, and Drake Barbie is in right. A couple of athletes getting a chance to take this game to the finish line defensively, with Hermes still back out there on the mound. Hermes gave up his AB, by the way, to Josh. Josh Wilhide a minute ago, the 3-1. 3-2, the count. Sticking it again. Alabama commit, catcher Zach Johnson. JT good on the mound. JT good in the field. That's strike 3, inside corner, the breaking ball. Just a small little amount of spin on that one, and it disappeared. That's just late break. Boom, inside corner. And they'll take the baseball from him. 6 1/3, 10 strikeouts, 84 pitches. Of the 84 pitches, nearly 70% were strikes. He topped out at 90 miles an hour and lived between 82 and 90 miles an hour with that fastball, consistently in the upper 80s. So we get a look at Nick Kukos. Kukos from Madison, Alabama will introduce you to the right-hander, Nick Kukos, when we come back.
Stepping to the plate, PJ Morlando.
I believe this is where it all began.
And here comes the pitch.
And this is the sweetest sound in the world.
Of course, to be able to swing a bat quick, you're going to have to be strong.
I believe you gotta rise before you can shine. That there is no agony worse than defeat.
The question is, does he have the bat speed? Does he have what it takes?
And an angel watches over me.
And swinging. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
I believe this will all be worth it.
And the next pick in the 2024 draft is...
Two outs to victory. And a chance for Nick Kukos to take it to the finish line. He's a junior. Madison resident, Kane Southeast, coached Woody Wilson, his coach. And so Nick, the son of Julie and Tommy, has a breaking ball stay a little bit high. Nick's guy, Christian Moore, trying to steal a spot in the big leagues for the Angels. That's who Nick likes watching play Major League Baseball. And another one in Kukos, like we've been talking about these great academic athletes. Nick, a 4.5 in the classroom as that breaking ball dives a little bit low. And wait, ready for this? A 32 on his ACT. Unbelievably high number. Speaking of high, that one into the sky. Got a new right fielder out there. Well played by Drake Barbie, who came on for Dylan Atkins. Chance to get your feet wet. He's glad he brought the shades. He's telling his mates, I've got the right coverage there. It's bright. It's sunshiny as the sun disappears to the west here in Hoover. And Aaron Alston, the shortstop. This is Aaron's third plate appearance, couple of strikeouts. Swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. Don't forget, we'll have Blessed Trinity out of Georgia, American Christian out of Tuscaloosa in the next game, 0-2 the count. And then later tonight, North Broward Prep against Gardendale High School. Triple header. This is a great one. Good day for high school baseball to keep the season kicking off. Breaking ball just missed. All week this long, like all week, Southern California, best players in the country. Right here in the heart of the Deep South, best players in the Southeast. And all of it on Perfect Game TV, all of it. Ranked players, select festival athletes, preview draft guys. A lot of great coaches, a lot of great programs, a lot of great families from Bob Jones to Corona, California. It's been a great week. Breaking ball got him. He likes that 12-6 curveball, just wasn't his friend that time. As he hits Alston. And now it's Reed Bridges. Reed looking for his first hit. Third baseman was strikeout victim number 9 of Tanner Hermes. Again, Tanner, 6 1/3 innings, just 2 hits allowed, walked 1. It was in his final inning of work, struck out 10. Kukos trying to finish his work for him. Belted, right field, down the line it goes, and into the corner. It's a foul ball. Bob Jones High School starting to take on students 51 years ago in 1974. Outside, school's motto, preparing today for the challenges of tomorrow. And the official school colors are red, white, and blue. And the Marching Patriot Band, too. They're really, outside of their baseball, known for their band. The state champions on the high school baseball field. Go get that one. Wow, that would have been an amazing play and a tough play to make for Drake Barbie. Gave it his best. And their band is everywhere. I think it was a couple of years ago they played in the Outback Bowl down in Tampa, Florida. Been a part of field shows in Washington, D.C. This is the run as far as he can go. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. That'll do it. And Bob Jones opens their journey in Perfect Games High School Showdown with a dominating 8-0 victory over Presbyterian Christian out of Mississippi. 3 hits for Miles Hammonds. A big day for him. A pair of hits for Dylan Atkins, including a triple and a homer. Tanner Hermes was the story on the mound, though. 6 1/3, 2 hits allowed, just 1 walk. He struck out 10. Well, don't go too far. If you're going to take a break like I'm going to take, we're going to come right back and sit field side and have baseball for you. Coming up in just a bit, it's Blessed Trinity Catholic out of just north of Atlanta, Georgia, and out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's American Christian Academy. On behalf of our entire Perfect Game TV production team and the coaches for both of these programs and the families, we appreciate all their cooperation. Makes it easy to do our job. My name's Darren Sutton. Steve Phillips will join us very soon for the next broadcast. See you in just a moment.